Good day. This is DK Bold with another Bold Business Report, and this is your Wall Street Journal update for today. On the front page, debt fears send up rates. Investors are cold to 3 US Treasury offerings, sending bond prices sharply lower. This raises questions about interest rates going up and could affect the very delicate and fragile housing market. Further, Europeans agree on bailout for Greece. This was on the front page just a few days ago on in the Wall Street Journal, but now leaders of 16 Eurozone countries have come together and they have bought into the fact that they're going to have to bail out Greece should they need to, and they've called on the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, to jointly come a part of that. Now, this only lays the groundwork. It is not a done deal yet. And then finally on the front page, in tobacco giants Makeover, no smoke, but plenty of fire. What does this all mean? Well, from the tobacco country in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, they are going smokeless, if you can believe that. CEO Susan Ivey sucks on smokeless tobacco strip while she has a meeting with her executives. Now, this is raising significant concerns, believe it or not, with the FDA on the packaging of how this is done. It's been done in very brightly colored packaging, and it could be seen as targeting those 25 and younger, and that's what the FDA is looking into. Moving on to our second section, the marketplace. Companies take on healthcare charges. Deere, Caterpillar, and AK Steel take $30 million to $150 million in one-time charges in this quarter because of the healthcare bill. Basically, they're saying, hey, this is going to cost us so much extra, we're taking the charges right now. This law change is expected to hit companies, specifically industrial companies that have retirees that are represented by collective bargaining. Now, our wonderful administration, they dispute this. We'll see how it all plays out. Lawyers play speed dating in the Toyota suit. Now, as you can imagine, the vultures were circling in San Diego as groups of attorneys were vying for a shot at the Toyota lawsuits and big money. Now, the lawyers were only given 2 minutes, and there was a lot of horse trading going on among them. This was all dictated by the judges there, and this process will ultimately streamline the litigation for doling out the cases to one or a handful of judges. And then finally on Section B in the marketplace, Oracle is quick to recover. They say demand for the software and now hardware with the acquisition of Sun Microsystems is definitely up. They've posted a 17% increase in revenue for this fiscal quarter for them, and it's the second consecutive quarter of growth. Their customers, or one of their customers, GraceNote, a division of Sony, has the budget and is placing an order this month. Having come from this industry, boy, if you put it in the Wall Street Journal, that order better come in. Good luck to Oracle. And finally, on money and investing, we move forward here. Payday at Credit Suisse. Brady Dugan, the CEO, rakes in $17.9 million payout, which is up 2x from 2008. His pay is double that of what the Goldman Sachs CEO has gotten, and it has drawn significant criticisms from shareholder activists and political parties. However, his payout was in line with JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Deutsche Bank. Further, justice probe into pay for play scrutinizing CalPERS deals. Now there's a criminal investigation into possible wrongdoings involving transaction of public pension funds, and this includes the company CalPERS. The feds are looking into illegal payments to influence decisions on where money is invested. Naughty, naughty, shouldn't be doing that. And the scope of this issue is broader than once was thought. And then also how nickel rally got its spark. So the nickel, a commodity, has recently gone up, and what's interesting is an innocent move by a company called Stratton Metals. They're a major nickel dealer, and they pulled about 4,000 tons of the metal to feed current demand. Now, while this is only a fraction of the 160,000 tons in the warehouse, this created a ripple effect through the commodity market. It drove nickel up 34% within weeks for a short-term scramble. Now, this shows that there's a lot of volatility in the commodity market and that slight changes in demand can have significant effects across all of the commodities, including nickel, orange juice, and cocoa. And then as an added piece, since this is Friday, there was a weekend section. So real quick on the weekend section, restaurants are seeing signs of springtime. Basically, with the expense accounts for businesses coming loose a little bit, they are seeing more spending in their restaurants, and lower ingredient costs is also helping to spur this increase. Now, it's still a little spotty and it's definitely uncertain, as with many things are these days, but it is good signs. And then last but not least, we have a writer writing about climate change and whether or not that can be funny. Now, considering that climate change has been relatively spoofed here recently, I would recommend, or I would say that just about anything written about climate change these days is humor. And that's it for today's Bold Business Report. And as always, I recommend you have a wonderful weekend. And just as importantly, as always, find your passion. Take care and you have a great day.